Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. Today we're going to talk about asparagus and maintenance on asparagus. Right now what we're doing is we're cleaning up this bed. We're cutting down all the old asparagus. Now we had very few of this purple asparagus that did very well in here. Now the other two varieties, these were the normal 2-year-old roots you buy or something, and these were too. Now these over here were planted from seed in November of 2020. So they were, I think, about that time. And so they grew up. They were all kind of leggy and everything else. Threw them in the ground whenever it got warm enough that I thought they'd survive. And they've made pretty good roots. But we've got a spot in here about from here to here, and then we've got this one in the middle to where we don't have any. Now as you can see, some of these asparagus berries fell down. These berries are where you get your seeds, which I'm sure pretty much everyone figured that. Now these things, and I'm going to get one here, they're really soft. You squeeze this out and you see these seeds. What we're going to do is we're going to keep a few of these when we get ready to prepare this bed. We're going to go ahead and right now we're going to compost it. After we get all this out, we're going to use some chicken manure. We're going to fertilize it first, then compost. That way here in 2-3 months, that fertilizer ought to be broken down enough by bacteria and stuff in the soil that it will be able to start nourishing these plants, so that we'll have a good sturdy root system coming on. Now we might harvest a few, enough for a meal this next year, even though we need to let these roots grow, but just you know in anticipation, and then let the rest grow on and fertilize them heavy. But anyway, we'll get the rest of this out of here, and then we'll show you the rest of the process. And here's the problem we have in Texas when we have these warmer seasons, that it doesn't get freezing like it should. We said we'd go ahead and do this, cut these out, because you need the old stems out of the way. But you can see these new, this one here, this was one that we planted from seed, but it's wanting to continue to put up shoots. So, but we've got to get some, get this bed in condition so it'll be good for all of them next year. So anyway, let me get after it. Now we've got a good healthy dose of chicken litter on there. We're just going to cover it over with compost. We're going to put about a 3-inch layer thick on there. Got all the composted down in here, about 3 inches. The reason why we put it so thick is because this bed was just started this last year, so we're trying to really get it built up. Now I did throw in a bunch of the little seed pods off of the asparagus that was here. I actually squeezed these ones with water and in good. It's going to take a little bit, because if your compost is dry, it might look like it's good and wet on top, but if you take and go right down, then it starts getting where it's just dry and powdery. So it'll take a little bit before it starts getting where it'll absorb water. But anyway, that's the simple job of the end of the season. Once your asparagus dies back, just clip it off, put you some kind of organic matter on it, some kind of compost or something. For me, like I say, I put the chicken manure underneath, and I'll keep this watered even through the winter a little bit if we don't get rain, because you want to keep it moist where the biological life in the soil will have moisture, because if not, it's going to dry out and it's going to die. But that biological life will take and start breaking down this chicken manure, and hopefully in a couple of months or a month and a half, whichever it is, and these actually start popping out and the weather warms a little bit, there'll be plenty of nutrients there and it'll take off. But if you want to see more of my videos, just hit that subscribe, hit the bell button, and if you like it, give it a big thumbs up. Happy gardening.